This will be river reading on the Scottish D using a rapid that has a rock at the bottom, which we'll see the significance of. So we'll look at it first from the kayak with annotation. We'll then look at it from the left bank from two different angles, and then again from the kayak. And the point that I'm trying to show here is that although it is useful to scout from the bank, it's quite hard to relate that back to what you'll encounter as you go down in the kayak. So here we go down, entering in some shallow rocks, avoiding those. And the green line here is the general line. Here's the passage over here where it's the shallow rocks are all the place here. Again, looking down that line looks reasonable. There's two options. The hazards are marked in orange. Finding a clearer line this time. So just having a look. So I've got various options. That looks one. So now from here, I could still go that way, but I'm looking at these two. Again, that's there. Avoiding this, but there's also these hazards over here. Something there. Yeah, so avoiding that. Various options here, avoided that. So here's the pulsing rock. We're going to be more concerned about it, but there's an immediate hazard. Finally, goes side. This is the pulsing rock. This is the major hazard marked here. Various routes. There's a hole behind it. There's the rock. And at this level, the hole isn't too big or anything, but that rock can give you a surprise. This channel here is dangerous because it can block with debris. So we'll look at that now from the bank. From the left bank, looking downstream, the current's mostly over there. There's that pulsing rock. That's the major concern. And beyond it, so working our way back up, various rocks that are too many to notice from here. So the only thing of significance we can reference was that rock at the bottom. And now from another angle, we can look at the pulsing rock, looking at the back of the screen. It's the entrance, okay, anyway, this, and towards that rock, move across the middle of the river, and there is the rock. You don't want to go beyond it, you don't want to go in the hole. Plus the rock target, so you would come down and miss the rock and come to the setting. So from the boat again, try and see what you could recognize from what we saw from the bank. We were looking from about here and from further down here. Entering through these shallow rocks, just avoiding them, going close to them, seeing my general line, avoiding the shallowness here. And we know from looking at most of the water is to the left. So again, two options here, possibly a third there. So all these things weren't really possible to visualize from the back. There's a possible reference rock, but really what are you going to remember otherwise? Various routes here, possibly that way. There's the V there, go for the V, yeah. Avoid that, so come this way. There's various routes through here, but they're all going to the left to avoid that pulsing rock. Now there's the pulsing rock. Immediately before there's this row of rocks. Now you want to go to your left and avoiding that and avoiding this narrow channel. So see the rock, there we go. Come back up. Okay. So from our observations from the bank, we could see there was a rock at the end of the rapid near the right bank, that one with the pulsing wave over it, and we want to avoid that. We also want to avoid the hole behind the rock. It's not too retentive at the level at the moment, but it can be if the water is higher. We also want to avoid the narrow channel between the rock and the right bank, because that's a prime place where you may get debris and you'd be forced by the current into potentially a branch or something that was blocking it. So that would be bad news. So let's talk about the limitations then. Hopefully I've made the point that while it is good to scout from the bank, you won't be able to find references once you're in the boat. So limit to what you can remember. And in this particular rapid, there's very few reference points. So no clear features to reference from for most of the rapid. This particular rapid, like many, varies quite a lot at different levels. For example, that hole behind the rock, because it could become much more retentive at higher levels.